Hey guys, Chaps here. It's Friday and day 5 of our class videos. The last class we have to discuss is the Soldier. To check out the other 4 class videos, check out the links in the description. Alrighty, let's take a look at those class skills. This is slightly different than some of the other classes. This time it's really dependent on the strategy that your team is running. For the most part, I wouldn't recommend running this class unless your team plans on using hammer strikes. For that reason, the first card I'd put down is the Hammer of Dawn card. Of the 3 strikes in this game, this one is by far the most devastating. It's just so effective and makes the waves much easier. In the next card slot, I'm going to recommend putting the Active Boost card. This will double the damage of all weapons, not just the assault rifles, when you get an active reload. Next up is the Assault Rifle Damage card, giving an extra 50% damage for all assault rifles. There's not much to say about this one, it's just nice having more damage. So now this is where it gets interesting. We have 2 card slots and 6 cards to pick from. Each card has its use, and it's really just dependent on what playstyle you want to have. Cover Boost is slightly different from the other cards. It gives you a 55% reduction in damage taken while in cover. Unlike the Scout's Health Boost, because this card affects incoming damage instead of your health, it's going to accurately portray how much health you have at all times. In case you don't remember, check out the Scout video and I talk about how the Scout Health Boost card can sometimes be misleading because it doesn't accurately portray how much health you really have. This Cover Boost may not be the best card, but depending on your playstyle, it might be worth throwing on there. If you're running a turret heavy strategy, then assault rifles probably aren't too important for you, so the assault rifle capacity and magazine size cards aren't really needed. If you're running one of those strategies where you're going to be using the rifles a lot, go ahead and throw these on. If you have to choose one, I'd prioritize magazine size over the reserve capacity though. What most people are going to find while playing as the Soldier is that once you get past the first couple boss waves, the assault rifles just aren't putting out enough damage for you, so although these cards are nice at the beginning, in the end they really don't do too much for you. Just like the assault rifle ammo cards, the grenade cards are dependent on what your strategy is. There's 3 cards affecting your grenade abilities. I would prioritize them as follows. First up is grenade plant count. Next, grenade damage. And third, grenade capacity. Personally, I don't use grenades that much, but they are fairly convenient to plant at some hotspots or spawn locations. So yeah, as you can see, the Soldier's sort of a tricky one. The Hammer of Dawn is the main card you're going to want to use, and additionally the rifle damage cards are pretty nice. But besides that, it's kind of a toss-up as to what you want to use. Just pick something that fits your playstyle. Alright, so tips and tricks time. First up, the Cover Boost card. There's been a rumor going around that the Cover Boost card actually activates while you're on a turret. This is completely false, but I see where people got the idea. I did some testing, and here's the results. On Hardcore, Wave 7, I let swarm drones shoot their hammer burst at me. When they killed me, I could see how much damage was done over how many shots. While standing out in the open, each shot took away about 8% of my health. While in cover, each shot took away about 3 to 4% of my health, just as we would have guessed with the 55% damage reduction. When I got on a turret, each shot took away just over 5% of my health. This is where people probably got confused. You can clearly see that when on a turret, I am taking less damage per shot. However, next, my non-soldier friend got on a turret, and guess what? Each shot also did just over 5% damage. So there you have it. Yeah, the turret reduces incoming damage, but does not activate the Cover Boost perk. Grenade plants are something that seem fairly simple, and for the most part they are. There's 3 main places that I normally see grenades get planted. 1, enemy spawn locations. 2, around decoys, as the decoys attract the enemies. And lastly, near the base, in case enemies get too close. Planting near the base can be pretty nice. If you get overrun, it can be beneficial to have a grenade to help take out an enemy who's getting too close for comfort. Be careful not to plant the grenades too close to you though, as they may get shot, or if someone runs by and it detonates, it may do more harm than good. I'd stay away from number 2 that I mentioned before, around the decoys. Really, here you're probably only going to hit one guy at a time, and it's probably one of the weaker enemies anyways. The first place I suggested is in spawn locations, and this is probably the most effective. The best part about grenades is that they dish out a large amount of damage over an area, and can affect multiple enemies at once. Spawn locations are where you're going to find the largest grouping of enemies, and where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Along the lines of grenades, don't forget there's different types, and the cards affect all of them. Smokes and flame grenades aren't really worth using. Frags are particularly useful for doing lots of damage really quickly. The shot grenades are commonly overlooked, but they're really good. Using them as an area denial weapon, stunning enemies, or just to do damage over time in a spawn location, it's really nice. In addition, if you get downed and you need a teammate to come revive you, if you have a shock grenade out, you can detonate it. It won't kill you, but it will make it so the enemies stay away from you and don't execute you. Lastly, let's talk about the bread and butter of the soldier. Most of your time is probably going to be spent on a turret, and in our run, the only time to get off is to plant grenades or use the Hammer of Dawn. The hammer strikes are the most dominating tool you have at your disposal. Use them wisely, mainly on boss waves or if you get in trouble. Near the end, you can probably even do the last few waves using nothing but Hammer of Dawn strikes. If you know that you're going to be using a hammer strike during a wave, it's best to use it right at the beginning when all of the enemies are spawned and nicely grouped together. You can also use it mid-wave if you're in trouble, but if you know that you're going to be using it, use it right at the beginning. When determining if you're going to use the hammer, keep the scout in mind. They're going to have to run around and collect all of the scattered energy from across the map, and if you use it too late in the round and you kill all the enemies, the scout's not going to have time to run around and pick up the energy. So there you have it. There's our little tips and tricks for the soldier, as well as what cards we would recommend. It really isn't that great of a class, but depending on your team strategy, the hammer strikes could be well worth using the class. If you think I got something wrong, or if you have any additional tips, be sure to let us know. If you're interested in our other class videos, be sure to check those out as well. Also, keep an eye out for some updated strategy guides coming out soon, hopefully next week or the following week. They're going to help you use some really nice insane Horde strategies. As always, if you enjoyed this video, drop it a like and subscribe for more Gears content. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and check out our website to keep up to date with our content. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Here they come! Knock them down! Good there! Fucking destroyed! 3 left! I am down!